Hi, everybody. Um, yeah, I tried to find a picture of me with Molly, who so rudely interrupted us last night. I decided to come on here a little bit early because, I kind of want to start to wind down a little bit early tonight. So I wanted to kind of come on here and kind of just chat because I enjoy chatting with you guys. So yeah, the dog in the picture, that's Molly, and she was the one who was so rudely interrupting our conversation last night. And I was gonna put her puppy picture, but it was too like the picture was too big to upload, so it wouldn't let me put it. But it's really cute. She's not that cute now, but yeah. So much going on these as we speak. Actually, there's a lot going on, and I've kind of been listening to a little bit of it. A lot of it's kind of boring, so I've kind of been in and out. And I happened to stumble upon it on, you know, a point where it was just I had to make some notes because I had to say something. Hey Mo, I had to say something about it, and hopefully I'm not off base by saying something about it. So I didn't watch what went on last night. Um, for a lot of reasons. First of all, I fell asleep because I desperately needed some sleep. Because I haven't been really sleeping that well lately. And there's so many people and players and what's going on. I couldn't even follow at that point. So I need to I need to get one of those whiteboards with like the string and the sticky notes. Roadie gal, hello. I'm so glad you could make it. Guys, send positive vibes to Roadie gal. She tested positive for COVID, so it's like everybody I know has one by one is getting it. I don't know how I've avoided getting it thus far, but I feel like it's just inevitable. So I can't even tell you how many people I've seen in chats that are just it. I don't know, man. Times are crazy, but yeah. So earlier there was a yeah. You have Mo? Yeah. I was gonna say I'm not new here. Like I've been around in this community for almost a year now, but I mean lurking, but actively even so. And I didn't know who a lot of these people were. And I remember obviously remember TT, and I remember when like that was going on. I was supportive of Natasha, and I remember when she made peace with TT, I was like kind of angry because that's another one whose voice just kind of like grinds my gears. So I have a hard time listening to her. Hey, Blooming Heather. Yes, it's exactly. I was just listening to it. I actually just turned it off. And there was one point I really wanted to make, and I hope I'm not off base in making it, but I just think it's important. So I was on the treadmill and it said that she was live and I was like, you know what? Let me just see what's going on. Let me just see what's going on. She absolutely is full of shit. Yes, Heather. And I go on and she's talking about Christiane had a falling out. Hey, Tamara. Had a falling out with, hey, Dave. Had a falling out with I think it was Nat. I'm sure. For their friendship's sake, I hope they like talk it out and figure it out. But I was like taken aback. I'm like, is this real life what I'm listening to? Like I am a white woman, so for me personally, I would never ever tell a person of color how they should feel about a comment that they received as maybe having some racist connotations, because that's not my place. Who am I to tell anybody how they should feel about a comment? Yeah, I've always liked her too. And like when that was coming out of their mouth, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Well, Nat should have known that was just going to bring bad, give them content for me." How dare she? Seriously, like, who are you to tell her that that's not offensive, regardless of what they meant by the whole cotton field thing? They made a joke out of it, and it's not a joke, and it's not funny. And and if you're a person of color and like you're not offended by that, that's fine. But if you especially as a white person, personally, I mean, I know everybody has their own things, but I have no right to tell anybody how they feel about something like that. Never. And I was just blown away. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. And she just kept justifying it. And it just, to me, it just was like, kept digging that hole. I mean, I don't think that's ever right. And then, of course, the excuses of, well, I'm married to a person of color, or, hey, replay crew, or, my kids are biracial. And it's like, okay, that's great, that's great. But that doesn't mean that you don't have prejudice and bias. It has nothing to do with that. Like, even Natasha said at one point that she doesn't see color. Well, that's just silly. We all see color, or else you're colorblind. We all see it. And to say that you don't is just being ignorant to how oh my God, was that you, Tamara? Oh my God, I was actually going to talk about that too. Hey, Amanda. Oh my God, I didn't even realize that was you. I wasn't. Oh yeah, I remember exactly when that happened. And I remember that there was somebody in the chat who was like, oh, well, if we can talk like this, then I want to be a mod. And that was actually probably when I put both of my feet out that door, was after that conversation, after that live. Was that around Thanksgiving? Like late November, I believe. Yeah. I'm trying to, she's striking channels. Really? Does any, like, I was trying to, before I went, I heard her talking about striking channels and her attorney or something. So this is the barky dog. Yeah, that's Molly. I tried to put her baby picture, but it was too big of a picture, so it wouldn't let me. And I'm kind of mad about that because it's a really cute picture. But yeah, that's Molly when she was a puppy. She's enormous now. But yeah, that was unbelievable to me. I was on the treadmill and I hit stop and I started like typing on my phone because I was like, no, this isn't okay. And then they kept going, and then they kept going and going and going. And it's like, just stop. And then they're like, oh, well, we're going to get somebody of color on the, no, stop. Like, just, oh my God. I was like, I can't, because you can't tell somebody what to be offended by and what not to. Like, that's not your place. CJ did a brief line. Oh, okay. I thought that it was that. I thought it was about that because she did mention that she was privating some stuff for a reason, and that there's things coming. I'm so sorry too, Tamara. That's not even remotely okay, and that's really disgusting. And for her to back a mod that would speak like that, and I don't care what her justification for it was either, because her justification didn't even make sense. She meant exactly what came out of her mouth, and that's not okay at all. And, at the very least, she could have said sorry, or Natasha could have been like, that's not cool. But instead, nothing was done. Yeah, she is all talk. I don't think she's taking any of the court on that. Why would she even bother? There's so many channels. And like, the thing about that is that she does the same, like nothing that she does or that other people do isn't something that she does. It makes no sense. I don't actually know what that is, Tamara, but I'm gonna assume that that's something that's okay. All right, I see. Oh, yeah, I had some things thrown at me for something I was open about in a chat once, and I was like, oh my God, never in my life have I ever experienced, like, I was adopted by a Jewish family, and never in my life have I ever experienced anybody say anything negative about that in my 33 years of life, until I was in one of her chats and somebody had something to say about, I think I mentioned that, I celebrate Hanukkah or something I was going to my parents for that. And yeah, I was like, never in my life. And then only there have I heard. And I mean, it wasn't Natasha who said it, but it was somebody in her chat. Hi, Natasha victim. Yeah, so it's crazy. So I'm lost. I like to think that I keep up with all of this, but it's so much. And, they're all up on panel and like just digging the hole deeper. And I'm like, what is going on? I can't. And then also, I mean, and then she's like, all of the panel people, like, they're like, well, out of respect for you, Natasha, I don't go to anyone else's chats because that's out of respect for you. Well, I'm gonna say, if you have respect for me, and out of respect for me, I want you guys to go to other people's channels and chats, because I'm not going to dictate the narrative. First and foremostly, without even a question, you guys, everybody should be able to go watch whatever the hell they want. and be able to participate. But at the same time, like I don't want people to just take my word for anything. And then at the very least, like if people go around and then they come back here, a lot of the time, I don't know, like they come back because they have a little bit more respect for me, because I'm not like Natasha Cooper, I guess. Let me read that. Hold on. Right, Tamara. Yeah. Yep. And exactly, they continued it. She didn't even shut it down. She just kept going. And it's like, I remember when that live happened, and she took that live down very quickly. And I actually caught it while it was going on. I was like doing my makeup, and I was like, what am I hearing? Yeah, he was, yep. I'm so sorry that happened to you and your husband. That's not okay. And it's just not okay at all. She blocked you? Of course. Yeah. She says no one can tell her what to do. Right. But she loves to tell other people who they can watch, and she tells them that she doesn't care, but her actions speak very differently than those words. I mean, everybody sees what happens, and she loses her mind, and it's all about her. And then I just keep I can't stop thinking about the fact that she said, Nat should have known that this would bring, make her look bad, and it would make, give the haters more content. Like, really? Is that all you think of is yourself? How about instead being like, hey, Nat, let's have a conversation about why this, how you're feeling, and, what I can do to understand. And if Nat didn't want to talk to her, then respect that as well. But not that, like anything but that. I didn't know that Tattoos got her wrench taken away. Hey, Captain Lee fan, thank you so much. Yeah. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. Oh, right. Okay, I do remember that too. Okay. A lot of you guys have different names from when, I might remember, that you being part, but you're jogging my memory. I remember exactly that live tomorrow. I remember that. I didn't know that she got her. Yeah, she doesn't care about anybody but herself. And these people are just throwing themselves on the stake for her, and I don't understand why. Yeah, she's acting all high and mighty, threatening legal action. No. Well, she really doesn't ever back up her words, kind of the opposite, actually. Her words don't match her actions almost ever. And it's just this spiral, and more people are seeing it. And as more and more people see it, she's just making more and more of a scene. And oh my God. I was furious. And then they were like, maybe it was Christiane. No, I don't think it was Christiane. I think it was Natasha, who was like, we all, we just come up here and we just want to have a good time. I'm like, lady, I don't care if you guys go up there and want to have a good time. That's what people do on YouTube. They get on a panel and they have fun. That's cool. I really could care less. If that's all you guys were doing, I'd leave you alone. That's not what I have a problem with. I have a problem with, all of the other behaviors that everybody else is pointing out that she, fails to see. Oh, okay. Tomorrow. I do remember that. And she was acting so tough, and, she's tired of it. But then tomorrow it's like, she doesn't care. Well, I don't care. Let them talk. And then it's, the victim. And you can always see, earlier, I think it was earlier today, it's always the same thing. So I always get confused on what day it is. They're trying to raise money for this new fund, and it's going really slow. I've noticed that she's not raising money quite as quickly as she was. And if you heard her tone of voice, I was like, that just says everything you need to know. And then Christiane's like, come on, guys, donate. And she's like, Natasha, how's your fund going? She's like, it's still the same. And I'm like, there it is. There's what she cares about. That's all she's listening to. She doesn't care about what anybody's saying on her panel. She's just probably refreshing, the PayPal, waiting to see if anybody sends her anything. And the super chats, I mean, yeah, the fund, how could they not be drying up? Or else she has people who make a lot of money on her channel, a lot of people like that. Then I don't know, because how many, somebody needs to actually do the math, because she thinks that I keep track of her super chats, and her donations. I'm terrible at math. So like, it's just a bunch of numbers and I have no idea, but I'm guessing, hey, Lorianne, it's probably like a really large number at this point. Where is the big donor? I have no idea. I haven't seen her either. Yeah. Christiane, I'm trying to say. Exactly, that she's being too sensitive for bringing in race Rodigal. Exactly. And that they don't respect Nat's point of view. And that's just appalling. Nat is a person of color. Don't tell her how she should feel about something like that. Come on. Like, hey, Dorothy. That's like the worst thing and like the worst reaction she could have possibly had to that situation. There are some big spenders left. Yeah, I mean, Scarlett's still there. I think. I mean, I haven't seen her up there recently, but I'm assuming since I haven't heard anything about it. But yeah, there are definitely some people that still give her money. But it's like different people though. Like I don't see. And like I said, I don't actually like look, but every time I've looked, it's not people I recognize. Yeah. Oh, because she didn't like your name? Oh, well, I can see that, but I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it, She is vile, and it's just that really hit a nerve with me because, it's one thing to like, everything. It's another to just bring it to that level. Hey, Irvin. But yeah, I was like, I don't even understand why. And then they're all up there trying to like, they're like, well, that's what a friend does. They go up and stroke their friend's ego. And I was like, but the difference is that, with my friends, it doesn't sound like I'm like, trying to, get a promotion. With my friends, for me, like, if I'm trying to bring a friend up, we just hang out and I send them funny memes and, we chat. I don't like tell them how great they are and, in the tone of voice and throw money at them. That's not, what I do when my friends are feeling down. I think it would be kind of creepy if I did. And I don't understand it. And then it's all us though. Cause like, we have a problem with it and we just want to ruin what they have going on over there. No, I don't want to ruin their community. I don't even want her I don't think she needs to be off of YouTube. I just want her to stop taking advantage of people and, literally committing like hate speech or allowing it to be, a part of her channel. Because let's be honest, the people that are, while you don't control the behavior of people on your panel all the time, if those same people are there night after night after night, at what point, like, are you accountable? You know what I mean? All right, Irvin. Yeah, I was exactly. Yep, that was exactly what we were just talking about. Was the behavior towards Nat, and it was like I hope she sees that now too. I mean, that's ultimately up to her but just the reaction was just I was like I just can't. And I'm going to say it again, guys, now there's more people in here. Send good vibes Rhody Gal's way. She tested positive for COVID today. And, I wish her a speedy recovery because that sucks. It's like everybody I know has it at this point. And somehow I have avoided thus far. So fingers crossed, but good vibes her way. And for her family, hopefully, hopefully it's not like, oh, too bad. Yeah, that's what it is. And I don't want to use like bad language. I'm going to not do that. But there's a word I would like to use about what goes on up there when they're all just telling her how great she is. And she's not even listening. She's not listening because they'll be like, Natasha, is Natasha there? And, yeah. And she doesn't care. All she cares about is the money. And there's none left. It's definitely drying up because I think she's been trying to get to this. Was it $300? I feel like I feel like it's been kind of at a standstill. Yeah, I was wondering about what her reaction would be. But yeah, I was appalled as well because as a white woman, it is not my place to tell a person of color how to feel about anything like that. That is not my place and I would never do that. And, and if she chooses to forgive Natasha and go, that's her choice too. But it's just sad fishing 24/7. And she's just, you can tell though, like if she's not getting enough super chats, a lot of the time you'll notice she'll be like, oh, I'm going to get off of here for now. But if she was getting super chats, she'd just keep going, hey, anxious for peace. If I'm like missing anybody, yeah, I hope not. Yeah, they're both, I like them both as well. I've always liked them. They've never been any like people that I've been upset. You're like, that have triggered me and like appalled at nothing that's come out of their mouths has, upset me in any way. And she has a really cute dog. And, I'm obviously a sucker for dogs. And yes, this is Molly in the picture who was very loud last night. I couldn't get a better picture of her on here, but I will for next time because she's really cute. She's just annoying. I think maybe, I'm not sure. I mean, if you say it's true, then I don't, yeah, I know. It's weird though, guys, because when I look at the analytics for like what's going on my channel, because I'm like fascinated, like that's what I do for a living, so I'm like fascinated by those numbers and stuff. It looks like people prefer when I just do the short videos, but I have fun on these lives. It seems like people are engaged and having fun. So I mean, I'm not going to stop doing these, but yeah, my short videos are way more successful, and it seems that people like them more. So if you want to like make that number, look a little better, if you guys want to give me a thumbs up, that would be wonderful. But if you don't want to, that's totally fine too. I'm not gonna force anybody. You can give it a dislike too, as Natasha says, although it doesn't, the only person who's going to see the dislike is me. And I don't get a whole lot of them, thankfully. I appreciate that, Lorianne. Yeah, her voice does change when she's sad fishing, and it goes into like this Blooming Heather. I am planning on trying to do some panels. This is my first. This is like my fourth live stream, so I'm still trying to like get the hang of what am I? Oh God, I'm really tired today, and I got a good night's sleep, so I don't know why. Get the hang of StreamYard and everything like that. And I kind of wanted to just get comfortable being on panel because I'm super shy, and once you know me, I never shut up. But and there goes my dog again. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I hate her sometimes. Oh, and they're both going. Oh God. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was just trying to. Oh my God, this dog. She wants to be part of it. I think she wants to come on panel. And she'll sing to you all. We can do karaoke with her, and she'll get all of your dogs singing too. And then they can all just come together and have a nice chorus. No creator should think, right. Yeah, on YouTube though, it's, it really is. Like when I was on Instagram, you think that it's gonna, but the bottom can be pulled from under you at any time. And it really changes because they're constantly changing like their compensation plans and like, their algorithms. So like you could be doing really well right now, and then the algorithm will change and suddenly nobody's seeing your videos. So yeah, it's definitely really tricky. And yeah, I think I've seen you on her panel once. Yeah, I do remember you. But yeah, I mean, I would like to have panels, like, because I don't want to just talk about Natasha Cooper. Like for me, I like being here because I like talking to you guys, and I like doing fun things. And the more I learn about how to use this like StreamYard, the more I will end up doing with it. Yeah, the tax. I'm curious about what's going on with that. I mean, I know that yeah, because I think there's also like a new law that they have to report over $600 to but I don't have anybody donating over $600 to me like at all ever, so I didn't actually like read the rest of it because it doesn't apply to me. But it is e-bagging. Her business is e-bagging. Exactly, Mo. That's what it is. And she just can't admit it. It's what she does. It's the whole point of what she does. And then she was going on again today about, I'm just going to ignore my dog. Again today about how she wants to do true crime cases that are not in the public eye, and she wants to make a difference. And she doesn't want to do ones that are in the news. But she said that before the Petito case too. And when she sees money, she goes for it, and she milks it until she can't anymore. And she'll do it again. And then she gets upset when she's doing these videos about like the missing children, but she puts no effort into them. if she wanted to make those engaging and kind of get people's attention, there's a way to do it. And actually, at one point, I did email her my ideas for how to get those particular lives, because she wasn't seeing as much, as much engagement with them. And she didn't want anything to do with that. She wanted to do it the way she was doing, by reading off names and showing pictures from the website. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, exactly. She's okay. She does need to, like, oh, my dogs are so distracting and I hate them. I love my dogs very much. With the casino. Yeah. I think you're allowed to, I don't gamble, so I don't know, but are you allowed to write off gambling losses on your taxes? I feel like I've heard that somewhere. Bye, Tamara. Yeah, are your pups barking today too? The neighbors next door to us are trying to, like, put another apartment in the basement. Not like they don't have enough people living in that house as it is, but this landlord clearly just wants as much money as possible. So I don't care for the dude at all, but they're trying to put some, like, makeshift apartment down there to charge people way too much money because of the neighborhood I live in. I live in a nice neighborhood, for something that they shouldn't be paying, like, even a third of. So there's been people, and my dogs have just been barking. You can't claim a loss. Okay. Yeah. Cause I'm not really sure. I remember that, at one point a friend of mine got a gift that was like a $10,000, I don't know if I think it was a scratch ticket, but they ended up having to claim it in taxes, and they didn't realize that they had to do that. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to go see if I can get Molly to stop. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. I gave them each a bully stick, and let me tell you, when I found out what bully sticks actually were, I was like, oh my, yeah. I was like, I wish I hadn't Googled that. I was like, well, I wonder what beef pizzle is, and I kind of wish I had not Googled that. And now I kind of get a kick out of it. Somebody's job to make the braided ones. And let me see hi, Nightmare. Hello, Almost Famous and Abby. Yeah, people don't understand that no amount of money will ever be enough for her. And that's true. And that she got this big break with the Petito case, and she's just been, yeah, exactly, Amanda. She's just been pushing her luck more and more and more, and just asking for more and more and more. And she's wondering why people are leaving. And I'm like, lady, like, it's obvious. It's because, like, you don't provide anybody with anything fun anymore. Like, all you do is, it's all this drama, and it's the same stuff, and it's always to lead, like, your depressed, sad Eeyore monologues are always like, her new fund or suggestion for super chats are not far after, and people see it. And if people want to get if people want to give their money to her, I mean, at this point, I don't even know what to say, because, that's their issue. But I'm not even sure what, when I super chat a creator, I do it because, I like the entertainment, because it's entertainment. That's what this is. And I like to think of all of the channels that are kind of in this realm. I think it's called a syndicate. I'm not sure, but you know how, like a certain channel, like, there's a bunch of channels, but it's owned by one, like, umbrella company. And I kind of see that as, like, this realm of YouTube. And she's not even providing anybody with, like, in my opinion anyway, entertainment. Like, if I like entertainment somebody's providing, oh my God, my mouth has been so dry lately. Yeah, she does have a mindset that people owe her, and that she's better than other people. And I think she's, like, said at one point that, like, if people, well, it might have been more insinuated, but if people are stupid enough to kind of give her money, then, why is that a problem or on her? Yeah, she triggers my anxiety too. You know who really triggers my anxiety? With Truth Teller, when she gets on there and starts yelling. Oh my Lord. I'm just like, I can't. And their voices, I don't know, they're not similar, but I was like, oh my God, the both of them up there at once. Too much. She does whip up a hate frenzy. That's what she does. She wants a reaction from people. She wants a reaction from her audience because it benefits her. She gets people, she makes people feel how she feels, you know, like she wants people to, when she feels wronged, she wants her audience to feel wronged too, even though it has nothing to do with them. And I don't like that, because if somebody hasn't done something to me like personally, or I don't know, especially if I don't know who they are, like if it's just somebody that I hear being talked about that I've never heard of in my life, I'm not going to be angry at that person because somebody who a creator is. Like, come on. I do lives, yes. um I'm trying to make more like the videos too, but like the short videos, like I'm telling you, they take a ridiculous amount of time. And you know, I enjoy doing it, but like at the same time, like if I'm going live and doing this and, you know, then also dealing with my life and my family, it's a lot, but I do it because I enjoy it. And I enjoy that, you know, it brings a distraction or anything to somebody else's day. So yeah, this is where I've gone. I'm my new semester at school started, so I've kind of been in the background and not as yeah. You know what I'm trying to say. Hi, Nat. Yeah, and I like this community very, very much. And I like chatting with you guys. So even if I don't have like a legit topic, I'm still gonna come on here and just say hi to everybody because you guys are fun to talk to, and you guys have a lot of good points and a lot of good insight. Yeah, we were just saying how much we always liked you. Yep, that's what we were actually just talking about. But I'm so excited that you're here. I don't even know. That's awesome. That makes me very happy that some of the names I'm seeing the past couple months, I'm just like, you know, good for people, because it was like a whole thing getting out of there. Yeah. Oh, hey, Earthbound Spirit. Oh, are you talking about me, Michelle? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I am. See, that's what I want. Thank you. I appreciate that you said that, because I don't want to be somebody that like riles people up to, you know, feel angry or something like that. You know, I know that's what's exciting and that's entertainment and that's what people want to watch. But at the same time, I think like sometimes people, you know, you don't want to watch an action movie or like something you really have to focus on. You kind of want to watch something that's, I don't know, a little bit less intense. Hey, Sophie. And that's kind of my personality. I'm really in the middle of a lot of things. Like I had to take a personality quiz for one of my classes. It's like it's called Culture Wizard, and it kind of lets you compare your I think it's like what you value in work, like in terms of your work life comparatively to other countries. And I'm like right in the middle on everything, like right in the middle on most things. The only thing that I was like to any extreme was that my career defines me, and it's like my life. And that's true. I do take my work very seriously. I'm trying to see the chat here. Hey, Lori's Life Stories. It is crazy drama here all the time, and I can't imagine that some of you guys don't get sick of talking about it all the time. Because there's only so much that you can say about it. And there's definitely other creators that, you know, can present that kind of stuff better, I guess. So I just like coming here and like kind of like, you know how like after like a premiere they have like an after show that like never gets as good ratings as the actual, you know, finale or premiere, but you know, people enjoy it so they continue to do it. I'm full of analogies today. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I like that too, because I've had no issues with like anybody really being disrespectful in my chat, and that's been awesome too. Because I don't want that. I'm not very confrontational. I'm a little bit more so now because I'm trying to like be assertive for myself. It's been something I'm working on. Yeah, there's so much more to life than 24/7 drama. I mean, I want to chit chat about it for sure, because there are just things that happen over there that I just like, that make me literally like today stop in my tracks and type in my notes on my phone because I don't want to not say that because it was just that horrifying to me. But at the same time, I want to, I don't want to be like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you go to Natasha's, it's like, and it just winds you up. And even when I was like kind of on her channel supporting it, a lot of the time it still wouldn't be like something I'd want to listen to if I wanted to wind down, because she feels very strongly about a lot of things. And she's really good at making you feel, and it's kind of like the whole group, she makes you feel like you've been wronged and you haven't. And I find that really weird. And then people are like, well, I'm not going to talk to this person, or I'm not going to go to this chat, because they hurt Natasha. Well, that's not a good reason to not, go watch a channel that you enjoy or participate in a chat that maybe the creator you're not like 100% on board with, but the people in the chat are the people that you interact with. That's not a good reason to stop doing that. And that's the other thing I'm trying to say is that just because you're in like my chat doesn't mean that you have to like support me 100% or any other thing. It just means that, you'd like the people in the chat. There's a lot of people in Natasha's chat that I wish would come over here because I miss them. But they wouldn't be caught dead here or anywhere else, because if somebody saw them, and you know what, the fact is, I don't think I'm big enough for like her to even bother looking at my stuff really. But so they can't interact with the people, and that's what's hard for people to leave, is because they make these connections. And that this has been my lifeline to like community in these really rough times. And it sucks because a lot of people aren't brave enough. I wasn't brave enough. Yeah, you miss them too, Laurie. Yeah, I do too. You've mentioned investigating for themselves. Yes. And I heard that too, Mo, and it's absolutely the truth, because once people start looking around, they start seeing that like not everybody is like as bad of a person as she like makes them out to be. And it's usually like, she'll say those people and say that we're like offending the people in the chat. And I try really hard not to do that because I don't want to generalize. She often has like 500 people in that chat. I can't generalize and say that everybody in that chat feels a certain way. That's ridiculous. But are there specific people? Yeah, but like she wants them to feel like we hate all of them. Or I'm sorry, like can't speak for anybody else, but like, and I certainly don't hate all of them. I don't know all of them. So I don't have an opinion on most of them. I'd say 90% of them. And I just don't like that she does that. I think it's manipulative, and I think it's just icky. I just don't like it. And yeah, it's all about her, and everybody has to apologize for their behavior elsewhere when, they're adults and they can go wherever they want and feel however they feel. And yeah, there's like, let's see. Yeah, I try to get along with everybody too, and I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, she probably does know every word said about her. I actually like, I honestly don't go looking for her. If she's mentioned me in any way, except for the one thing that I have found, I don't really care, and I don't want to know, because I don't, who likes to listen to someone speak bad about them, and I know who I am and I know who I'm not. So whatever they say, I've done nothing that I'm ashamed of or would, be upset if somebody here was, if it was made public at this point. So she can do that whatever she wants. Yeah, exactly. You're either all in or, she side-eyes you. And, I don't think she trusts many people, but, she keeps saying how hurt she is that these people are leaving her, and she doesn't know why, because all she's done was try and be a friend and help and all, but in the same breath, she's making some comments that are just, really gross, and treating people in a way that's really gross and that people probably don't really want to associate with. Not a lot of people in there are good people. Yeah, Nat, I'm really sorry that I was actually talking about that earlier. And that was something that I literally was so taken aback that she even thought that she had any right to tell him. I was like, oh my God. And she kept going too. And then she kept going. And then the whole panel, I'm like, oh my God, I can't. Because that was probably one of the worst one of the worst things I've kind of seen over there lately, like, oh, I don't even want, like, no, 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 no. Yes, this is recliner lady. Um, right, right. And oh, there's a bot. Oh, I learned how to block people now. So yeah, it is a pack mentality, and it's a like a us versus them. You know, that we're against all of them. And that's the thing though. And these people are like, they'll come over and they'll comment on my stuff about like why I, hate Natasha so much and why I hate the people in the chat because I don't know them. And I respond, I'm like, I don't hate you. I don't know you. I don't know you from Adam's house cat or whatever else. And then Natasha's always like, well, I'm the same here as I am out. Yeah, I'm not here. Yeah, no, I get that, Nat. Yep, yep. I totally understand. But yeah, she's like, I'm the same person here as I am outside. But then she says that we don't know her, so we shouldn't be making assumptions about her. Well, you can't have it both ways. And yeah, and YouTube is supposed to be fun and free, and that's what I want to do. Like usually, there's things going on, and I can just kind of go off of that, and we can just talk about whatever, because that's what's really fun about it. I love my dogs. I love my let's see. I love my dogs. I love animals in general. And I know a lot of you guys have animals as well. I know Abby's in there, little Boston. And right, I don't think I hate anybody. And I'm also the kind of person who's really forgiving. So people could treat me very, very poorly, but I usually forgive very quickly, and I shouldn't, but I never forget. Yeah. No, I appreciate that now. But yeah, I usually like I get over things. I don't hold grudges. I can't. Life's too short for that. I'll be wary. Like if somebody's hurt me, I'll be wary of it. But I can't hold animosity towards people because it brings me down. And I don't want to, be brought down. You're not, you only have a certain amount of time on this earth, and I don't want to spend it, getting all worked up about the internet or anything like that. You have Australian Shepherds? Yeah, my neighbor has an Australian Shepherd, and it is so cute. His name is Blue. Yeah, no, yeah, she has. Does she have friends? Because she doesn't seem to like. I don't know. Well, I mean, I can't really make a judgment on that though, because during these times, people aren't really getting together like they used to. So I think that's why people kind of congregate here. I had never gone on YouTube for like lives or anything. I had no interest in doing that, and then I started seeing that it was kind of like a community, and people were welcoming and like acknowledged me, and ultimately that's what people want. They want people to talk to. If you go in a chat and nobody says anything to you, then that's not going to be where you want to be. But, some people enjoy just listening. It doesn't, I mean, there's all sorts of like different kinds of channels too. Yeah, I know about the things that, yeah. Well, the boutique. I've read, it's on the Google reviews. Exactly. Yeah, Australian Shepherds are beautiful. When I was growing up, I had Shelties, and those are really beautiful dogs. You don't see a whole lot of them, at least here. Hey, Nicole, welcome. I'm glad to see some new faces and some new people in here today. That's definitely, like I said, I like so many people that are on here, and I've been waiting for a lot of people to kind of. Oh, you have a Staffy? Oh, it's snoring. One of my cats snores. One of my cats has asthma. So he like wheezes. But so you can't get him like riled up, but he snores. Yeah. You do not. Yep. And that's how it should be. Like, if people get really wound up in this, including myself, and did I see your last question? Let me go back and look. Hold on. Why can't I read? Oh, do you think her panel guests? It depends. I think some of her panel guests I have no issue with, but I think there are some that have kind of crossed over. It's the ones that like make the videos that I think that's when they become complicit in it in a way, I guess. Um, because then they're just contributing to. I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. But there are some that I believe, and I don't know for a fact, there are some that I believe that are kind of active in the behind the scenes. And behind the scenes, it's a real thing. Let me tell you. But I mean by behind the scenes isn't like texting and like, stuff like that. It's, participating in like the sneaky stuff that goes on. But yeah, crochet. I don't know how to crochet, and I wish I did, because I have my grandmother makes me all these blankets with crocheting, and I always say it's knitting, and she gets so mad because she's like, how many times have I told you that it's crochet? And I always still think it's knitting. But I'm like, I have no eye-hand coordination or any coordination, so I tried knitting once and I ended up just making like a knot. And I remember at camp they used to have those friendship bracelets where you would do the staircase thing, and I always just ended up tying a big knot. So I just gave up on that. Not now you have a really cute dog too. I love your dog. I'm trying to read. She has been so. Yeah, so to answer your question, Chatter. I think that it's easy for people to get caught up in things, but I think that some of them have a similar mindset, to her, and participate in that thing. And I'm like, yeah, because I lurk. I'm not gonna lie. I watch Natasha because I don't want to just have one side of like a story. Like I need to know what I'm talking about to speak to anybody about it. But yeah, your dog is adorable. I always like. There's a couple of them where they had a squeaky toy, and I was like, oh my god, is that the one that was on your porch? I believe, like you rescued. It was really cute. Yeah, I think Granny is going live soon. Yeah. I was just gonna come up here for a little bit because I wanted to hang out with some people. I know most people are probably gonna go over there, but I wanted to get a chance to talk to you guys because this is my social time too. I know. I have such small dog envy. I wanted a small dog, and I should have my next dog will be small. I have one medium-sized one, but I have one like enormous one. And I want a small dog next. Because they're just, I don't know, probably easier. And I wouldn't say easier. I've met some small dogs that definitely have more of a personality than any dog I've ever met. I worked at a kind of like a boutique pet store until they went out of business last December. So I think the Shih Tzus that I met probably were the most sassy dogs I have ever met in my life. There was one named Babe that used to come in. And she was like ancient, but she was like the sassiest thing in the entire world. You think it's odd that Natasha, I got a mean text. Yep. Yeah. Well, I don't really know. Like I'm trying to think of how to put it. I don't think it's as much as people say it is, but there's definitely like, scripted stuff, like things that people do to set off a domino effect, if that makes sense. And it's not hard to provoke people into starting, like, if like that somebody is like going to react a certain way, then it's easy to kind of set off like a catalyst. Yeah. But that, it's true. Well, there was one time where, when I had texted her at one point and I was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I was blocked again because I believe there was a rogue mod. Because I kept getting blocked and I gave her a lot of money, so there's no reason that she would have blocked me. And I text her, I'm like, I know you're live. I just want to let you know that, I've been blocked again. And then she gets my text, she stops, she looks at her phone, and she goes, oh, I have just gotten so many texts saying that, people have been blocked again. And I was like, well, or else you got like a lot of texts like as you got mine, then I don't know, because I hadn't seen her look at her phone the entire live until I texted her. So I was like, okay, so you've kind of just taken what I said and multiplied it into making it a big thing. So that was kind of my first hint that like maybe some things are made up. Oh, you have min pins, or a min pin. I like those too. Oh, a Pomeranian. I have such small dog envy. Mine are just loud and just oh yeah, you have yeah, so that's what I think about that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I understand, like, when Natasha says, like, she doesn't make anyone. No, of course she doesn't make anybody do anything. She doesn't, like, she doesn't, like, force you. She doesn't have, like, a gun to your head or anything. Of course not. But at the same time, she does put a lot of pressure on people. Like, there's a reason that when I left, I didn't want to go anywhere else under my own name. And there was a reason for that because, I was afraid. Like, I had seen things that happened, and I didn't want that to happen to me. And I wasn't even like a big deal or anybody that was like really that much of a somebody, although some people remember me. But she doesn't understand. Like, she's like, oh, well, they're all saying they're a victim. Well, it's very real. It's like a fear because they see what happens. But I'm glad that more and more people are just kind of leaving and not even, bothering doing an alt or anything because they just don't care because they're just so done with her because they just don't want to be a part of that anymore. So I don't want to say that like anybody, I don't think anyone was forced to do it. She doesn't need people to be forced to. She knows how to get things to happen and coordinate things and then be like, hey, like, look, my hands are clean. So like when she says, I didn't do that. Oh, she's not lying. She didn't do that, but she orchestrates things. I think somebody said a really good phrase for that last night, and I can't remember what it is. Is YouTube University? Oh, that's a thing. A fur baby sweater. That's why another reason I really want small dogs. Like, they don't make clothing big enough for one of my dogs, and it drives me crazy because like I even ordered like an extra large at one point, and it like wouldn't even fit over her head. Oh, I love Yorkies too. Yeah, so I'm glad so many people are here. Oh, I have 3 cats. I think I'm more of a cat person. I prefer the term cat enthusiast, but I think I'm more of a cat person than I am a dog person. I have 3 cats. I have 2 that are like mine, and then I have one that's a feral cat who lives in my basement. But he lets me pet him, and that's about it. But he comes in and out of the basement window, and I'm kind of hoping to find him, either get him acclimated to be able to, I'm hoping. Well, the vet gave us like medication and like a syringe, like one of the like to put in his food, to kind of get him into the carrier so he can go get checked out. Put her in human clothes. Yeah, when my dog got spayed, she wore a onesie, and it was really cute. I was like, I've never seen a dog in a onesie before, but it really helps keep them from like, chewing on the incision. And it was a really nice photo op, and we all laugh at her now with that. I am a cat lady. Like, I'm a 33-year-old cat lady. If I had like, there's a TV show that used to be on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. And I mean, I didn't really watch the show per se, but like it's called Metalocalypse. And there was one where they had Death Clock's Home for Wayward Kitties. And if I ever like won the lottery, that's exactly what I would do. I would start, and I've been open about what my name is, so I'm not really, I don't mind saying that, but my name's Emma. And I said Emma's Home for Wayward Kitties. And that is exactly what I would do if I won the lottery, because like, yeah, I love cats. And then my sister, like one of my aunts was like a hoarder and like had a lot of cats at one point. So like I'm not at that level, and I never will be, but if I could like ethically do that, I would, but I can't. Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty good show. I mean, I didn't watch like all the episodes, but that particular episode, like, it's on my list of things that if I'm in a bad mood, I'll watch. The other one that I really like, and I actually watched it last night and I was laughing so hard, was I don't know if anybody, it was a kids movie, but like, sometimes you just want to watch a kids movie and like just relax. Like I'm not that old, so I was a teenager, I think, when this came out, but Cats versus Dogs, and the big floofy white cat, Mr. Tinkles. There's like a whole scene with Mr. Tinkles and wearing clothes, and it was just, I love it. I'll watch it and I just laugh so hard. We talked about the fact that Natasha doesn't like animals last night, and the fact that we were all very disturbed by one point where she was talking about how she couldn't get to work without hitting a ton of chickens and having dead chickens on like the front of her car. And yeah, it was very, very strange. But Tutu, yeah. So for my cats, I have one cat who's super docile, and he probably would let me put clothes on him, but like I don't know. I tried, and I have one that would just maul me to death. And then I have one dog who I can put like sweaters on too. Oh, yeah. I know, and I'm like, I don't know of anywhere. Like, I mean, I'm not familiar with like the entire country, obviously, so I don't know if there's somewhere where you can't avoid hitting chickens. The only thing I've ever seen like that in my life is like cane toads in Australia, because like those you kind of can't avoid in some places. But I don't know about that. Like I've never heard of a town that was overrun by so many chickens that you couldn't like. I don't know. I don't. You know what? I don't think she hit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I love Siamese kitties. Yes, cats are so sassy too. Though it's like they're they just they have like an attitude, and they like I have so many, like that's why I want a community tab so bad, guys, because like all I want is to be able to like share really funny things with you, and not have to like make a short video to do it. Yeah, oh yeah, chicken. Actually, I think that's what I don't eat a whole lot of meat, but I probably should eat more, because I definitely don't get enough iron. Um, I think I'm having chicken tonight. I think so. Your cats are very smart. One of my dogs is really smart. The other one is kind of dumb. I hate saying that. He's very sweet, but like in terms of teaching him commands, he only knows one, and it's sit and nothing else. Nothing else. And I've tried. And then my other dog knows almost 20 commands. So, who knows? Yeah, I've actually never been to Hawaii, and I would love to go, and because it's beautiful. Cat, yeah, 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 yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that is a sign of being a sociopath, is not liking animals. And I understand if like somebody doesn't like one particular animal, like not everybody likes dogs, or some people are allergic to cats or whatever. But like having an aversion to like any animal is kind of odd. In Ireland, it's sheep. Yeah, yeah, not here. I mean, here where I live, there's not a whole lot of anything. We have coyotes though that are kind of, they look really out of place, because I'm like maybe a 10-minute drive from the capital of the state. So, it's definitely the suburbs. And you don't expect to see coyotes, like really large coyotes over here. But we have a lot of bunnies too. And I don't know how. It's like they're really restricted to like this one area, this one block. Yeah. I love talking about pets too, because who doesn't like cat and like dog content? Like, come on. Everybody likes cat videos. Isn't that what YouTube was like originally built on? Was like cat videos. Nobody doesn't like pet videos except maybe Natasha, but most people enjoy it. That's why I liked on Dorothy's channel. She had 2 lives where she had people send in pictures of their animals with like a little story about them, which was really neat. When I go on camera, I was supposed to get my hair done yesterday, and that just didn't happen because my car died. So my hair is like a mess, and I before I go on a camera, I would like to get that taken care of, because I cut it really short after my sister's wedding, because it was just too much to deal with. And I had grown it out, but it was like a little too short. So I've been waiting for it to grow out. Let's see. Laid back chat. Yeah, you exactly. It is kind of nice to have a laid back chat a lot of the time, because sometimes like, in my everyday life, if I'm hanging out with friends, I don't always want to talk about, drama over and over again, especially whenever like there's a lot of people talking about it. And I mean, what else is there really to say? We all know that she's just, every day it's something new that just solidifies in my head why I don't support her. But, that's just me. Oh yeah, oh well, yeah. You kind of can't go do that with COVID. I'm sorry, Rody Gal. Actually, that reminded me, I do need to text my stylist, because he wanted to know when. Just 10 inches of snow. We used to get snow here all the time. I live in Rhode Island, and we're in New England, and we barely get any snow anymore. And it makes me so sad, because I didn't like snow when I had to commute in it, but for the past couple years, I've kind of done freelance work out of my own house, and then I was working at a shop that I could walk to. So I didn't even need to drive or anything like that. So I didn't have to deal with the snow, but that's made me like it a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I'm like that too, Dot. I'm not an aggressive person either, and I don't want to hate anybody, and I certainly don't want to be the reason that anybody is cruel to another person. Um, that's not cool with me. That's just me though. Um, and that's just how I am. That's my personality style. Um, like I said, I get very nervous coming up here. I This has definitely been a process for me, and it's been good though because this is like getting over my stage fright and stuff. And so my first time here, I was like really, really that is why she has like a 1K in her chats. Yeah, because it doesn't make you a bad person. So like let's look at it this way. Like a lot of the time it's really easy to like separate the fact that they're actual people. Because when you watch TV, like your mind is trained that these aren't like this isn't real. Like TV isn't real. And YouTube has kind of been taking over TV. Like that's the reason the cable companies are kind of going down the tubes. Because YouTube is, providing entertainment. And I think sometimes people bring that mentality to YouTube and they forget that these are real people. And so like, it's like watching a drama, like almost like a reality TV show. But what they don't realize is that these are actually really very real people. There's a reason that reality TV shows and things like that get the views that they do. It's because people love a train wreck. They do. But I think what the problem is that a lot of times people forget that like here on YouTube, this isn't scripted. This isn't like people that went through like auditions to be part of things. These are people with real lives and real feelings. And the other weird phenomena I've seen is like I hang out on Reddit sometimes, so I'm like cruising around, and there's some Netflix shows that I've kind of wanted to know some more information about. And there are literally some people who think that characters on TV shows are real people and then go to their Instagrams and leave like hateful comments because of their character's actions in that TV show. And I was like, that can't be real. But it is. I've seen it. And it's like, oh my, like people sometimes people have a hard time like differentiating reality and not reality. Thank you, Dorothy. I appreciate that. And I appreciate, yeah. See, that's the thing. Like if I just like to talk and I like all like the people that come in here and I like interacting. So that's why I do it. Like I said, I think my one goal is I would like to get a community tab. That is what I would like. But just because I want to be able to share things with you guys, because there's so many times that I'm like, oh, I wish I could share this, but like I can't. And if I do, I have to make it a video. And then people are like, what is this? I don't know what this video means. What does this mean? But are you allergic to cats? Yeah, I was allergic to cats. So, well, I wasn't. So I grew up with cats, and then I ended up going to out of the home for a while when I was 14, and then when I came back, I was suddenly allergic to cats, and it was bizarre. But I have 3 of them now, so I've kind of gotten over that. So it would take like them like sitting on my face to get me to have an allergic reaction. But like I'm allergic to a lot of things, so if maybe I just don't know the difference. Yeah, and I want to do some true crime on here too. I mean, I want to be like, Natasha says her Recline is a variety channel. Well, that's what I kind of want to do. I mean, I want to talk about whatever I want. I'm more here to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So you guys are in the chat, and I kind of go with the flow. If there's something people want to talk about, let's talk. Yeah. Oh, see, that's the other thing. I used to foster dogs too, but it became so hard not to keep them. And so my whole like rule is that the only dogs that I'll foster at this point are ones that will get so physically enormous that I cannot ethically justify keeping it in my home. And that's it, because I can't. You have band suggestions for me? Oh, yeah, I actually would like to share music and stuff, because I think people would be surprised at the music that I am. One of mine's a foster fail. Yep. One of mine is definitely a foster fail. He was supposed to be going to a home, and they called me and they're like, oh, his name's Traveler. And they're like, Traveler has a family that's really interested in meeting him. So could you meet the family at this pet store at like PetSmart? and this Saturday. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. And they were like, why can't you? I'm like, no, we're keeping him. Um, so that's how we got him. And then we had another one named Charlie Brown, who we only had for a night. If you fostered a dog, you would keep it. Yeah. See, that was the thing. Like I've always loved animals, and I always thought maybe I wanted to be a vet, or a vet tech, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not sure I could do that because like, while you take care of animals, you also have to be there like during the most rough times, when they're sick and ill or hurt. And I have such a hard time seeing an animal suffer. I think it's because I relate more to animals than I do people, if that makes sense. Because like animals are selfless and they love you unconditionally. And when I come home, I can always count that they're happy to see me and they need me. And I think that's like really nice to have. But yeah, so my mom would always say like, why don't you volunteer at the animal shelter? And I'm like, I don't think I could. And it's not because I don't like animals and I don't want to help. I absolutely do. So I used to save up my money because, we used to have to, we'd all put money in, and at the end of the year, we'd bring like whatever, we'd get to pick the charity to bring money to. And I would always pick the Animal Rescue League here. And that was like the extent that I could do. Because other than that, like I would want to take home every animal ever. At this point, I think I could say no to dogs. Because I know dogs are, at least my dogs are a lot of work. My dogs are a full-time job in their own, but cats, I couldn't say no to cats. Absolutely not. There's no way I could say no to any cat ever. So that I have to avoid that. You said that's it. Yeah, you never get used to having to do that. You never do. And that's the thing. Like, I know that like it's the right thing to do if the animal is suffering. But at the same time, it's still really sad. And, and families are sad, and it's just, I don't think I could do that. I don't think that I'm not the right kind of person for it anyway. You have one of the, really? You do the vet tech thing? Oh, yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine that's like the class that people probably avoid until like they absolutely have to take it, because that's what I would do. Yeah, my dogs, one of my dogs has some severe behavioral problems. So it's the one that you hear, who's very loud. And she is the challenge I didn't know I wanted or needed. But she definitely got me out of a very, very dark time in my life where I felt incredibly useless and hopeless after my accident. And I was not able to live my life the way that I had for the first, I think, how old was I? 29 then. So the first 29 years of my life. So she was really helpful. It gave me a reason to kind of like, I don't know, to kind of have something positive in my life, and care for her. So, right. Yeah, she loves to sing. She loves to bark. That's the thing. Like everything that she likes, it starts with a B. Her favorite things, like if she could play fetch all day long. I don't think she would ever stop. Since Christmas, several cats. Yeah, so we had I've saved a bunch of cats. So like trapped them in the like the have a heart cages. Last year we had one named Olaf, who we found a home for after we ended up trapping him. And I keep in touch with that woman. We're friends on Facebook, so that's nice because like he has such a great home now. And if you saw the pictures of like how he showed up at my house and what he looks like now, it's just that's the reason that like I do what I do. And now Domino is the other one that I have now, and that we have some ferals that come and go. We had one that I was trying to capture because, upsettingly enough, I think but the cat, yeah, he was very sick. But we haven't seen him again. But every time he would come to the door, he was just looking worse and worse and worse. And it got to a point where I was like, I was having a really hard time with him. And that's the thing. A lot of cats, like, there are generations of these feral cats. And, sometimes like, they're outdoor cats. But the best thing that you can do is you can, get them fixed so they're not, reproducing and creating more cycles of that. Because cats can have like a lot of babies in a year, a lot. And they can have babies very, very young And, you know, God help me the day that like a whole family of kittens shows up at my house because I really like it that people help the strays too. There's organizations here. There's one called Paws Watch and one called Scruffy Paws. And they were telling me like these horror stories of like things people do to cats. And I'm like, people don't actually do that to cats. And she's like, yes, they do. And I'm like, oh my God. She's like a lot of people aren't very nice to them. And I'm like, how is somebody not nice to cats? I don't understand that. I didn't know your Chihuahua was only 4 pounds, Dorothy. Do you have a bigger dog too? Yeah, good night oh my God, why can't I read? My screen is like really dark. I'm also in denial that I need glasses. So bear with me. Oh yeah. Right. Anxious for Peace. There's also something like the Barn program, which I thought was really cool, where like you can like they look for people with farms who maybe want some help with like like a mouse problem, and like the cat in turn kind of works for you, which I thought was really neat. I don't really think there's you know what? There's probably a bunch of barns around here. Not where I live, probably in like the other parts of the state, but oh, Manx. Yeah, one of my cats is he's a Somali, which is like a long-haired Abyssinian, and he's the one with asthma, and he ended up at the shelter with his mother and brother. His mother's beautiful cat, but because she produced babies that weren't sellable, so she had to go, which is just horrible. And then my other cat was found tied in a plastic trash bag behind a Kmart. So clearly people do horrible things to animals. Oh, I love dachshunds too. I love animals. I love all animals. Like, there's probably no animal that I don't like. I like possums too. I know that's weird. I think possums are like those things that are so ugly that they're cute. And there are definitely some big possums over where I live. And raccoons, but raccoons can be nasty. Like the possums are usually afraid of me. The raccoons here are not afraid of me at all, and that scares me. Let's see. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I don't mind possums, but I mean they're ugly, but they're cute. Yeah, Dorothy had 2 panels. Well, not panels. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I could be down with that. I have so many of them that it would be like this rotating thing, so you guys, I'm sure a lot of people here have a lot of pets though. But yeah, my dogs, when I go, but I think I went on a tangent here, but I think when I go on camera, I will definitely, Chicory will be joining us when I go on panel with like the camera. Chicory is one of my cats, and he has to be part of things. So he will be probably on my shoulder the whole time. Yeah, thank you, Roadie Gal. Yeah, I mean, if you guys could, if y'all want to give me a thumbs up, if you're not subscribed, if you like what you see or hear. I also do short videos. That would be great too, but no pressure. I always feel awkward asking. And I probably should. I sell myself short a lot, so and I'm working on that, but I appreciate all of the positive feedback I've got more than any of you know. The furniture. Yeah. So I ended up getting a heated cat hut, but Domino was afraid of the heated cat hut. So I ended up just taking they have like these heated pads that are like for extreme weather, and you can just put it outside or like in a barn or like where mine is the basement, and you plug it in, and it's really nice. They loved it. Yeah. A lot of people don't want to turn the camera on. No, I totally get that. I'm currently one of those people. I'm wearing my Baby Yoda Christmas pajamas right now, so I'm definitely not going on camera. And my like slippers. So, but yeah, I thought that was really good. I mean, obviously, like it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I mean, I think a lot of people showed up for that doc, and a lot of people sent in stuff. So many so that you had to do too. Yeah, like the most you can do is you can feed them, and I think the problem that a lot of it is that like then you end up getting the wild animals, and some people can't have that. But I'm kind of glad that I don't put food outside anymore because Domino's inside. He gets fed inside now. But yeah, I'm trying to catch up on here. I would love to do a panel with pets. I would like to do panels, actually, absolutely, because like, if I don't have a topic, like tonight, I just wanted to come on and talk, because I enjoy spending time with you guys, and I kind of wanted to just catch up on some of the latest stuff that I had seen that I wanted to comment on. But usually I have a topic in mind. Yeah. Oh boy, my mouth gets so dry doing this, but it's so worth it. But yeah, I was kind of confused by that. So like by the thing it said that like you guys like the videos. I'm gonna try and make some more of the videos because people like them. But it's like, I don't know. It's taken up most of the memory on my phone. I'll tell you that. I never thought I'd like reach the max amount of like file storage on like the highest amount of storage new iPhone Pro Max, but somehow I've done that with this, and it asked me to delete videos the other day. I should do it on my laptop, but it's so much easier on my phone. Yeah. Well, there's you can't do food because you have so many. No, it makes sense. Like a lot of people, like they can't because there's so many critters that they just cause chaos. What's really nice though is that like before the pandemic, I had never had rats before. And when they shut down, like the state kind of shut down and all the restaurants shut down, because there was no food being put into like the dumpsters, all of the rats. Yeah, I did. I was working on that. I also could probably get rid of a lot of the videos because there's no need. I don't need to hold on to a lot of that. And I have been getting rid of the apps I don't like. But but yeah, the rats moved into the neighborhood, and like summer 2020, you could look outside into my backyard and there were like 100 rats in the yard, and it was disgusting. And fortunately, we haven't had like a shutdown since, so they haven't come back. But I was like, I don't even think I'd ever seen a rat in the wild before. And I don't wish to again at all. And there were so many of them, and they breed so fast. Yeah, I know. And then mice, like, so, my parents live in a house with like white furniture and rooms that nobody uses ever. So like my mom is a clean freak, like immaculate. The house is immaculate. And she called me the other day, like all upset, and she asked if she could borrow a cat. And I was like, what? I'm like, is my mother okay? So I immediately called her because I was like, that's the most bizarre thing I think my mom has ever called and asked it. And she said that they have a mouse problem. It was really, really bad. And I was like, oh God. Yeah, I'm trying to back things up to my cloud. I'm like, surprisingly, I'm really not tech savvy, and I avoid, I don't know. It's the ADD. I'm not alone. Like I'm part of a group for people with ADD on Facebook, and you would be so surprised. I was so surprised to see how many people in that group had phones like that looked like mine, where nothing ever got deleted ever. So, I mean, that was kind of nice. That's why when because I didn't switch over to Apple until this summer. And then when I switched over, I started everything over from scratch because I'm like, I don't want anything from that phone over here. I probably have I think I have over 72,000 emails collectively too. Which is embarrassing to say, but I think that's what the number is at now. And I think I should just make a new email entirely. But such is life, and I'm working on it. I become a better person every day. But yeah, I have to make dinner soon, so I don't think I can get out of not making dinner tonight, unfortunately. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. there, huh? That's the other thing. Yeah, a lot of people, there's so many creators that are on at all times, and then I have to remind myself that a lot of people are probably elsewhere. And then I always forget that even in the United States, we have different time zones sometimes. So sometimes I'm like, why are they, they live in the US. That's really late. Wow. And then I'm like, no, they're like 3 hours behind. So it makes sense. So good night. I hope you have a good night. And I'll be definitely catching one of your lives soon. Guys, Irish Crime and Coffee Time has a channel that they just kind of got going, and they do true crime. So definitely go check them out. I don't know how to find links or anything yet, but I will work on that because I would love to be able to share creators that I like on here. Not that I have, a large platform, but if I can get one person that enjoys that over to you, that's all I want. Yeah, this one wasn't one of my better lives, Amanda, and I apologize for that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Do I have any thoughts on the Summer Wells case? It's interesting that you asked that. I do. I have a lot of things on the Summer Wells case that I've been very hesitant to go into because I don't. I'm trying to think of the right way to put it. I have some strong feelings about some of the things that have gone on with that case with YouTube. And yeah, I have a lot of very strong feelings about that. And you know what? I might talk about that next time I come on. I'll definitely talk about that because I've actually had strong feelings about that since the case started, because I noticed that certain creators got very into that case, like probably in August, even July maybe. And even then, when it was like only a couple creators that I saw doing it, it was so hard. And now it's just like this recently, it's got it. Like if I thought it was bad then, it's even worse now. And I don't think any of it is actually helping to find Summer Wells. And I actually would love to I would love to get people's point of view on how they feel about, like, the so-called, and I hate saying that because there is a creator with this name, but it was a term long before he was here. Armchair detectives. If you think that they're actually helpful in helping law enforcement, because there are some cases that social media has played a part in cracking, or if it's a hindrance, or both. Yeah. Okay. I would love to. Maybe I'll go through that next. I actually want to like kind of catch up on what's going on in that case, because I kind of stopped kind of keeping track of the facts. I mean, I know what's going on like with the drama wise, but in terms of like the facts of the actual case, that like the stuff that actually matters, I'm not as familiar. I'm not as up to date as I'd like to be to talk about it. But yeah, I would I'll definitely do that. I could definitely do that tomorrow. Because I do have some very strong feelings about the YouTubers, and I'm not sure how I feel about the parents. I'm on the fence, and I'm leaning more one way than another, but I feel like it might be unpopular opinion amongst folks that I've like when I've read the room of other chats talking about it. But at the same time, that's what makes the world beautiful, is that we have different opinions. So I think I'd be interested to have a conversation about that. Yeah, probably same time tomorrow. It's usually how I wind down. I mean, I'll probably anywhere between, well, I'm on the East Coast. So, I mean, usually I was doing like 7:30. I came on a little bit early today just because I knew Granny was going live a little bit later, and I wanted to, chat with you guys because I know most of you will probably go over there after. But I wanted a chance to hang out for a little bit. But yeah, probably at the same time, probably like within that 2-hour gap. I might go on a little bit earlier if I get bored and kind of just want to come on earlier. But usually I set it for like 7:30. Awesome. No, I enjoy having you guys here. Yes, crocheting and pets. Exactly. That's I do want to learn to crochet. So, you might have just inspired me to actually like give it a try, because I enjoyed knitting, even though I was just knitting it into like a ball. It was soothing. Like, it was something to keep you busy. And I have fidget toys. Like I have a whole box of them right here. And I feel like that's almost like a fidget toy kind of thing. Like, like something to do. And it helps me focus anyway. I hyper focus on things like that. Schedule a reminder. I can definitely, yeah. Well, I did that. I didn't do one yesterday because I decided to go on. But yeah, I usually try and put schedule it early. So I'm probably gonna, when I get off of here, I'll try and make a thumbnail, and you do crochet like a pro. You do. I've seen some of the stuff, and you're like determined. You're like, I'm like, you definitely, I've seen, you're just sitting up there. You were sitting up there on the panel, and you were just like, you're able to like, be part of a conversation, but you're in the dog and the crocheting, and yeah, I always liked you, and I'm glad you're here. Yeah, well, YouTube is weird. So with the notifications, like a lot of the time, especially if you're a smaller creator, my understanding is that they don't like the algorithm works a little bit differently. So I'm not sure. Oh, yes. Yes. That's what my how do you do that? Oh, is that like a pattern that you would do? That's awesome. I think my grandmother tried to do something like that, and I think that was the intention, but it didn't quite work out. That's awesome. That's hard. Yeah, I don't think I've ever my she makes scarves that I appreciate, but I don't think any of us ever ended up wearing them. But I love the blankets, like, and she did pillows too. Like it was like pillow covers, and then she get like the ones that like the ones you can get at Walmart. Um, I wish I did more craft. I should. I used to do coloring. Um, yeah, I would love to see more of it too. I'm not sure because I a lot of the time I would just listen to Natasha and not really watch the video. Um, let's see. Yes. Yep. I agree, Rhodagal. I agree. Yep. I would love to have fun here and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, I would love to do something that's more than just talking about a person 24/7. That's not why I actually just started doing this because I like chatting with you guys. And sometimes in the bigger chats, it's hard to chat with people because everything's going by so fast. So I figured if I kind of created my own thing that people could actually talk to each other and I could talk to them and it would be a little less chaotic. So here I am. And then I was just making videos and I was trying to kind of stay, I'm trying to stay on like the middle side of thing. I don't want to like do anything that's like making fun so much, but I also, want to feed like facts and stuff. So, we'll see where it goes. But yeah, you still do it on your head or in your head. Oh man. What was I? Yeah, what the squeaky toys. Somebody's dog had a squeaky toy on YouTube recently. And I was on a channel and I forget what channel I was watching. And my dog got so like interested and was like coming right up to the computer and was like, where is that coming from? Because I don't usually let her have squeaky toys. Because she's like a squeaky toy surgeon. She'll like take it out like with like not much precision, stuffing everywhere, and she eats them. So, we don't have squeaky things. We don't have nice things here. Good night, Amanda. So yeah, I will get off of here and I will make a thumbnail for my next live. And I hope to see you guys here. I hope I wasn't too boring today. I know I didn't have like a straight topic to talk about. And yeah, so have a great night, guys. And I hope to see the same names coming back soon. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you so much, guys. You guys are all awesome. Have a great night.